So another thing, fellas, that is getting ready to drop, and if you haven't seen the cartoon, please go check out Mortal Kombat Legend of Scorpion's Revenge. Fellas, and I told I think we reviewed this. I don't know if T Streams was with us, but me and Larry talked about it. This is the most dark, painful. They hold no punches in that cartoon. It is one of the best cartoons I've seen in 5 years. I mean,
that's crazy,
man. Look, I watched it 3 times, fellas. Well, guess what they about to do? They making a movie, Mortal Kombat,
a live action one.
They dropped the first set pieces, and I've got all the action for you, fellas. Take a look at this, and T-Stream, the floor is yours first after this
movie. And this right here is our first look of Scorpion and Sub-Zero going at it right here. If you look at it from the top, that is Sub-Zero holding down Scorpion. And this seems to be like we're going to be getting the origin story of the feud between Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Because right here in this article, they mention that the first 10 minutes is pretty much a bloodbath. What we have written down here, it says, we did a bit of research and the kuni is actually an ancient Japanese gardening tool. So one of the earliest shots in the movie is kuni blade being used as a gardening tool by Hanzo's wife. And that's what he's holding here in his hand, the thing that will eventually become his tool for get over here. But furthermore, reading into it, it says the 10-minute opening sequence kicks off in feudal Japan long before these fighters wield supernatural abilities as Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and it ends in a pretty nasty hand-to-hand combat between the two. You get a look of what he'll look like once he finally gets those supernatural abilities. Now, that giant M on his head is really kind of distracting. Again, my Mortal Kombat's a little rusty right there, but that could just be with the design they chose. They're definitely hiding some stuff here. You can kind of make out his mask. Now, the next photo is probably my favorite because it is one of my more top 5 favorite characters when I play Mortal Kombat, and that right here is Jax. And Major Jax right here already has them damn metal arms. Part of me was scared that for this movie, they were gonna go ahead and also give the origin of how he gets the metal arms, but maybe we're skipping that whole step and we're just jumping into a world where this guy has already got these cybernetic arms and he'll be fighting in this tournament. Now, no word yet on who this person is next to him that he's battling with, but I really am liking the effects on his arm. The CGI work on it is pretty good. Like I said, this is still low budget, so they're probably using their money in the correct spot without spending it on these huge celebrities, but instead going back to the visual effects and everything that we'll be seeing going down here. So this is perfect, and it really does seem like Jax come to life. And you can't have Jax without talking about his partner, Sonya Blade. And one of Sonya Blade's main adversaries that she is fighting with in this photo right here is Kano. Now, Kano is known for some of these scars on his face, but this time around, it looks like they won't be giving him that much of an exaggerated look of a cyborg eye, with him just kind of having the glowing red eye, having a little bit of a Terminator effect, but this guy still seems real gruffled, weathered down, and Sonya just kicking his butt right there. I'm really hoping the dynamic between these characters comes off really good, and it's not just cheesy.
Now, I'm getting a little excited, but what I really wish they would just do, that I got to put this back on the screen because I still ain't got over it yet. I'm sorry, I still have not got over this cartoon yet. If they need to turn that damn cartoon into a movie, and it don't look like they're going in that direction, T-Stream, but I like where they're going. I do like that they're going to continue the feud. So how do you feel about this Mortal Kombat movie that they're coming out? It's kind of like a reboot.
Yeah, I've sort of been following the buzz for that for a little while. Now. For those of you that may know, my brother, he's a professional gamer when it comes to Mortal Kombat, doing all the little events and stuff like that. And so he always keeps me up to,
he professional gamer?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. He don't play for money, do he?
I
mean, because look, you're talking to a retired Madden Bus guy who also went to a tournament for DC versus Mortal Kombat and won $1,000. I mean, I can go get my hands warmed up with the Flash if he want to pull out DC versus Mortal Kombat. I mean,
Yeah, check him out. He's over there at Straight Clowning Worldwide over on YouTube. He does like all the fighting games and stuff like that.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So I have to be his protector sometimes when he talks too much shit after beating somebody and they want to get gruff. So
but it sounds like you're interested in this movie. You think it's got some good legs?
Yeah, I do, and I honestly I want to lean more towards the I hope so side because, man, as much money as this franchise bring in, we talking about something that's been solid since '92.
92.
You know? Yeah.
T-String, can you remember when you would go to the arcade, play the first one, eat up all your quarters, and then be mad because you can't go play NBA Jam?
Right, and that's exactly how it was. And we talking about a franchise here with a very solid backbone, a tremendously huge following.
Yeah.
So I hope that they put the finances into it. They don't really need to have like a whole bunch of big budget stars, but I really do hope that they drop some cash in so that it's not looking a little cheesy. Because when you're playing the game, or if you're watching the I'm not going to call it the cartoon, I'm going to call it the animated series or the animated movie. The abilities and the things that these fighters and stuff have is to bring it to live action is going to take a little bit more than our imagination. You gotta come on right when you're trying to replicate Cabal or Sonya Blade or Jax and all these other guys. You gotta come right with it. Is because matter of fact, one of Jack's finishing moves is he pulls your arms off and beats you with them. So
that's he telling the truth, Larry. It's real.
Oh
yeah. So
Larry, and then don't forget about Scorpion. One of his is he pulls his mask off, look at you, and then set you on fire. Whoosh.
Yeah. That's no and it has gotten like really, really aggressive. So for those of you who hadn't played Mortal Kombat 11, please just try it. Now for the movie, I'm praying and I'm leaning more towards. It's 2021. A franchise like Mortal Kombat. I know they are aware of how bad the first one, how bad it was. And so I'm going to assume that Ed Boon and all these guys are going to go ahead and be like, all right, forget that. We're gonna put drop what we need to drop and go ahead and make it right. Because the Scorpion movie did very well, and
damn,
I'm waiting to see it. What's up, Buzz?
I feels you, Buzz. Get over here, Buzz. I feels you with that. So,
get over here.
We appreciate that, Big Buzz. So now, Larry, how are you feeling? Now, keep in mind, there are some core characters that we haven't seen yet. Guru's going to have to be in the movie. Raiden, he's a god. He's going to have to be in the movie. How are you feeling about this Mortal Kombat? And I'm like T-Strings. I hope to God that they got up with the people that did that last animated Scorpion, and they're going to take some insight. But brother, living legend Larry, talk to us.
See, my thing is with this, I just hope that, and I heard them say that it didn't seem like they had the biggest budget. I just hope that they had enough of a budget that they can afford some good special effects, because I don't want to see a Mortal Kombat where someone's entire skeleton does not get kicked outside of their body.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a Mortal Kombat where somebody doesn't get zapped with lightning or electricity and you don't see them basically from the inside out,
Larry wants an X-ray. When you get struck by lightning, your ass needs to look like an X-ray machine.
Exactly. I want to see all that craziness. I want to see someone spit venom on someone and they melt. I want to see all the craziness that you see in the games and in the cartoons, and I hope that they can bring that. And
I can understand if they don't do a lot of it, if they have a smaller budget, like if they start off the first part of the movie where they don't have their powers yet and they're just fighting. But by the end of it, I would hope they would at least give us one good scene with really good, solid special effects.
Exactly. I'm with you, Big Larry. And I'm hoping for the same. For the same.
It's not going to man, the way the latest game and the stuff that they've been putting out, after that, with it would be such a disservice to do anything but come correct. Mm-hmm. So if anybody watching from NetherRealm Studios, you guys, you come on with it, because we know you got it.
And look, just take our advice, NetherRealm. If you didn't already talk to the people that did the cartoon, take your ass over there and ask them to help you out, because that cartoon was fire. That cartoon was so good. It ranked in the top 10 best movies of last year, period. Cartoon or not, it is that was a classic. And if you people have not seen this thing right here, by all means, go and take your 75 minutes and watch this. You will be thanking me tomorrow. You might even come back and super chat like Buzz did. And so,
one thing I like about the video game too is that when you're in story mode, even if you suck at the game like I do and you can't beat it, you can still advance and go to the next part of the story and go to the next fight. You'll just keep losing, but at least you can advance and go through the story, which is kind of cool, because otherwise I would never get through the story because I am 100% garbage at that game.
Man, and that's what made those games fun, because you had it where you could do somebody's story mode, and each one of the characters had their own story mode. They had their own adversaries, what may have you, till you get to the final. And that's till you had to fight Shay Khan. And that's what made the game good. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to leave it there, but I will say this on ending as we switch gears. When I finish blowing up, if they don't make a good Mortal Kombat, you on my list. And then I got some other 80s classics that's on my list that I'm going to be doing myself. Number one, Silverhawks. Number two, Thundercats. And number three, and the most important one, He-Man, damn it. He-Man. I'm tired of y'all canceling He-Man. Or when you get it started, you have a horrible script. Hell, me and Larry can write the script. T-Streams can be the Black He-Man. We can do this shit, man. I'm telling you.